First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
And hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler, as always. Thanks for joining us. Right now, in this segment, as you know, if you do watch, we cover a wide range of topics. We're going to be talking about artificial intelligence and your television. So you're probably used to AI, seeing it in your phone or when you're searching online, but also your TVs are seeing it more and more incorporated in there as well, and even working with some of your smart home devices. So there's a lot to cover in this, and to do so, we talked to Patrick Pannett of the Consumer Technology Association, and they put on the Consumer Electronics Show, if you're aware of what that is. It's a really big convention that goes on every year in January. So they gathered some information about just how AI is changing both how we view televisions and also the physical components of them as well, to even upgrade older things. So we talk about a lot in this, and we're going to go ahead and run this right now. Here it is, Patrick, here on Fox 12 Now. So, artificial intelligence, where so many people are used to hearing the term now. You're used to seeing it on your phones. You're used to seeing it, when you're looking stuff up, whether it's some kind of a search engine, whatever it is. But when it comes to televisions, I feel like that's still a territory where people are trying to understand how AI would be utilized in something like that. So I guess to start off, what are some of the ways that televisions, the physical television, is starting to incorporate AI?
We've seen a huge advancement in the last few years of AI in television, and it's doing everything from upscaling the image. So let's say you're watching an older DVD or VHS tape, it's making it look that much better. Even if you're just watching maybe a standard TV signal, it's going to make it look better. That's what the new crop of 4K and 8K TVs are doing. You combine that with next-gen broadcast, and you really have a compelling picture. But more behind the scenes, that's where AI has been working for a few years. Some of the things that I think we're seeing now, like on your phone and elsewhere, is really in terms of the content curation. So the AI is looking at what you're watching, making recommendations, and it's looking at the whole universe of content that's out there. And it says, if you like this show, you might like this on this network. And it's really helping you discover new and interesting things. More than that, we're using the TV, it's becoming the hub of the home. So I might be using it for my smart home. I might plug my laptop in and use it for a telehealth visit. But I think what it really does as well is that it leverages the AI to work with the content that I'm watching. So let's say I'm gaming. It's going to give me a high refresh rate. It's going to give me a bright contrast and really great motion graphics. But then I switch to a great Scorsese movie. And then I want to see this in the way that the filmmaker made it. And TVs with filmmaker mode or streaming service with that is going to give it to me just like the filmmaker intended, as you'd see in the theater. And I don't have to think about it. It just does it. And the third thing it does. Oh,
sorry. Go ahead. I love that, that you don't have to think about it, that it's adapting for you. And it's making those, adjustments, because that's one of the biggest things I feel like is knowing when to switch it from, a certain kind of mode for, is it a theater mode or is it gaming mode, and just have that take care of it itself.
That's right. I mean, unless you're plugging a gaming station or a DVD player in it, gone are the days of dongles and knobs and dials and calibrations. You set it in. If I'm watching a streaming service, it could come in with HDR or Dolby Vision, and it just makes the picture great. If you have a soundbar with Dolby Atmos, you're going to feel that whoosh. It's going to be immersive. And going into the summer of sports, I can't think of anything better, because these new 4K TVs keep up with the action. You can see the 100 meters, and there's no lag. You can see the ball move in any of the soccer games, or you could see the drops in the water in the replay as the diver hits the pool.
And that's going to be artificial intelligence that's making those changes. So, I mean, I'm sure there's, more advancements in cameras and all of that in broadcasting, but when it comes down to it, that's AI that's analyzing that and giving you that kind of image. Is that how that works?
That's right. But as you said, it's the whole ecosystem as well. So many of the games now are getting broadcast in 4K and 8K. They're coming out. So we've got good content coming in. We've got the sets that can make the most of it. And that's really what's making the difference. And not only that, it brings out detail. HDR, high dynamic range, means you can see the shadows better. So you have real clarity into what it is that you're watching, especially with like a TV drama or a movie.
Is that really a lot of it too? Is that contrast ratio that gives you that kind of depth to a lot of those images and pictures?
It is, and especially with the screen behind me, we won't get into all of the types of panel display, but this is an OLED screen behind me. So it really has a fantastic saturation, the blackest blacks, the whitest whites, and also that speed to keep up with whatever you're watching. The other thing it does, the AI is also helping with accessibility. So let's just say I maybe have vision or hearing issues, and I want to improve the clarity of that picture or the reception. Or let's say I want dynamic captions that are working around the content on the screen, or I want animated sign language interpretation. The AI processing will do it all on device and really help the accessibility features blend into the content that I'm watching. That's a huge game changer to open the doors to more people to enjoy immersive experiences.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially if it's doing it on device too. So that means it's happening right there, and adapting to what somebody is watching. And that's really incredible for anybody who has any kind of, issues or problems with vision or hearing or something like that. That's really amazing to have something like that. When it comes to going back to one other thing you said too, you mentioned that AI being kind of a hub, or the television being the hub of a house, because I think for all of us, slow, maybe some slower than others, but smart home devices are pretty much everywhere at this point. I mean, even if it's just, your doorbell or your alarm system or something like that, and some people have much more, but looking at the television as going back to that, it was always the hub of entertainment, but now the hub for your smart home too. And I think that's a really interesting use case of AI being incorporated into that. And so is that kind of how we're looking at some of these newer televisions that are going to be coming out as being that centerpiece of your smart home ecosystem?
I think that's exactly the road that we're going down. The TV is going to become the smart hub. I'm sure we'll see much more of this at CES 2025 in Las Vegas, but it's going to be the ability to tap into maybe your Google Home or an Alexa home. So it's going to have the voice control. So not only can you control the TV through your voice assistants, but you can also use the TV or the smart remote control to control other devices in your house. You mentioned the doorbell. Say I have a connected doorbell. Some TVs will have it to where the doorbell will show you who's at the front door. I can control the lights. And I think we're also getting to down the road, there'll be an integration potentially of cameras to where I could have a telehealth visit, to where the TV can really help me with my health issues and staying on top of my health and fitness as well.
Yeah, so really incorporating so many more things. Well, for people out there, who are looking to buy a new television, that can be a little bit intimidating. If you're not sure what you're looking for, what to do. So what can people expect? And do you have any recommendations for anybody out there who's looking to buy a new television or upgrade their home system right now?
For sure. And I'll start with, if you have a TV that's sort of 5 to 10 years old, you're not going to recognize the difference with one of these new 4K sets. They start at $160 at most major retailers and online. And of course, the sky is the limit for what you could spend. But I think a more important consideration is to think about what room in the house or where in your life you're going to have the set. And you should think about one that has the right size and the right quality to work for you. The set behind me is a great example. It has a matte screen, which means it's not as reflective. So maybe you have a room with a lot of daylight coming in. That's going to help with that. Additionally, making sure that you get the right size. But there truly is a TV for every size and budget. And many of the retail sites like Amazon, Walmart, and Best Buy have really terrific resources to help you pick the right 4K TV for your needs.
So yeah, a lot of things out there, and I think customization really being one of those big things, as you mentioned, something for everybody's needs. So a lot of things to look into, but you can find the perfect one for you. Well, I know you mentioned CES coming up, which I can't believe it's now. We're already almost to August, so it's actually not that far away. But that's always a great place to check out all of the new technology. I love going down to CES every year. So looking forward to that. And, and thanks for this discussion too, just learning more about AI and just how it is being utilized everywhere. And particularly it's being helpful in these situations too, when it comes to your television. So Patrick, thanks so much for joining us here today.
And thank you, Greg. We'll see you in Vegas.
Yes, absolutely.
Take care.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
No, great chat. Nice catching up with you.
All right, so there we go. Some interesting ways to see how AI is being incorporated. I mean, as we know, it's coming for everything, but this is actually something that makes your experience a lot better. So definitely check that out. Feel free to share those segments as well. You can download the Fox 12 Now app for whatever device you're on, whether that's your TV or your phone or if you're watching online, kptv.com. We don't care. We're just happy that you are doing so. Of course, at YouTube as well. So lots of places to see this, whether it's live or afterward, and let other people know about it. But thanks for tuning in for right now. I'll talk to you soon. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.